All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to the weekend wrap up. I am Rudy D'Dude. Hey, I love us. I love us. Let's keep it going, y'all. Let's keep it going. Well, first, my disclaimer. I am an everyday working man with a career in acquisitions. And that is therefore my professional expertise are in that subject field. Okay. My gimmick, however, my campaign is to identify constructive, progressive individuals who are non-athletes, who are non-celebrities, everyday professional people. Why? Because if we have to leave it to the media, who do you think they're gonna put on? Who do you think they're gonna put on there? Forbes magazine's there's a lot of people out here that look like me and you that are doing it. However, that's not being put out there in front for the kids. So therefore, we gotta let the future of tomorrow know that yes, you can be a doctor. Yes, you can be a lawyer, an attorney. Yes, you can be a investor. Yes, you can be a psychologist. The same thing as a doctor. You can be a scientist, an inventor, a realtor. You do have options. Don't let your environment or the media, even though I'm part of the media as well, determine your future. Okay? I'm talking to the kids, but I'm talking through the parents though. Because us as parents, we got to watch what we co-sign on for our kids. Because that's part of our job. Profess. All right. The subject of today is for this weekend. Now, being professional in modern times. Okay. What constitute the fundamentals of being a professional? Two words. 1, trust. Firm belief in the truth. 2, expertise. Expert skills or knowledge in a particular field. Now, I already told you my disclaimers. So therefore, you already see I'm not a journalist. I'm not a anchor. I'm not a reporter. Nah. But the core purpose of Onrush Media Group is to show that put out content that's moving forward. Characteristics of a professional in today's time. Integrity. Adhering to the ethical standards, a code of ethics. Responsiveness. A body of knowledge. Knowing what you're talking about. Being savvy. Tactical. Problem solving abilities. Well, that comes with the body of knowledge because you know better. I mean, not you know better, but you know and you understand. You see the situation. You dissect it. You found the root cause. And you're going to resolve the situation. Kids, you have choices. You have choices. Now, sophomores, high school sophomores and high school sophomores, juniors, get on top of those essays. Get on top of researching for scholarships. Go to college for free. Go to college for free. But that takes work. Yes, research. Do your essays. Put these counselors, your student counselors, to work at your school. Put your parents to work. Mama, daddy. Hey, instead of spending time on social media, just scroll. No, let me rephrase that. Hey, mom, dad, I need y'all help in finding some scholarships. How about that? But you know, let's work on it, cause I'm greatly in campaigning for kids to go to school for free. Get them scholarships, y'all. Get them scholarships. That's if you want to go to college now, and you understand what you want to do, what you have a passion for, what you have a niche for, something you can do every day. I know I can talk about good news every day, but like I said before, I'm not an anchor unless I decide to go back to school for that, journalism and being an anchor. Or can I do that for free? I have to do my research and find out. But I already have my career. Now, let's talk about some good news, because Damian Rivers, a top attorney in the housing finance space, has joined Troutman's Pepper Industry leading multifamily housing finance practice group in Washington, D.C. Rivers, who has noted expertise in affordable and senior housing, joins the firm from Baller Spar, where he co-led the firm Housing Finance Group. Rivers has a national real estate finance practice and represent commercial banks, community development financial institutions, and other mortgage banking institutions in connections with construction and permanent loan transaction. He regularly advises clients on matters concerning affordable housing, senior housing, charter school finance, and revolving credit facilities, among other areas. Rivers is highly regarded for his work on both balance sheets and agency loan executions for projects benefited by 4 or 9% low-income housing taxes credit. His experience includes the representation of both construction and permanent lenders on taxable and tax-exempt loan structures. Good job, bro. Good job. Great job. Yo, keep that moving. Keep that moving. Yo, and you know what? Let's keep the topic of real estate going real quick, because Lafayette Square, an impact investment platform, announced that Onay Payne has been appointed Managing Director of Real Estate. In this newly created role, Payne will oversee the firm's real estate division, which will utilize long-term capital and coordinate services to support the reventilation of neighborhoods in historically marginalized communities through municipally significant redevelopments, as well as the creation and preservation of affordable housing. Payne will also be part of the investment committee that will oversee all of Lafayette Square's broader real estate activities, including strategic joint ventures and inclusive real estate development. Payne is a real estate veteran with over 25 years of industry experience. Prior to joining Lafayette Scrap, she was an equity partner and managing director and portfolio manager at Claron Partners, a real estate investment firm with over $70 billion in assets under management. Over the course of her career at Claron, which began in 2003, Payne served in multiple investment roles with oversight of multiple commingled funds and separate accounts invested across all major property types and markets through the United States and Mexico, and also served on the investment and career management committees. Payne began her career within the investment banking division of J.P. Morgan Chase. Ms. Payne is a recognized leader within the real estate industry, have been being selected as member of the Commercial Observer 2021 Power Finance 50 list, featured in Pace Common Ground campaign for gender equality in 2017, and inducted into the Torgo Foundation inaugural 40 Under 40 list in 2013, and featured in Real Estate Forum magazine Women of Influence 2010. Yes, indeed. Go ahead, Miss Payne. Go ahead. Recently, there was a hurricane. Not a hurricane. Mother Nature. Mother Nature just does this thing, especially around the Gulf Coast. And for my home state, Louisiana. Boy. These last couple of years has been kind of ugly. It's when it comes to Mother Nature. However, from Texas to Florida, basically everybody that's listening, especially that are affected by Mother Nature, understand that Miss Helen Kellier, Prairie View A&M University alumni and founder of Permit Us Now, an industry-recognized Texas-based building permitting companies, has opened its 1.844 Permit 4 hotline to 24/7 coverage to provide homeowners impacted by the devastating tornadoes in the St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and parts of Texas, with tips on obtaining building permits. Thunderstorm, high winds, and tornado ripped through portions of several states on March 22nd, 2022, and the Permit Us Now team has stepped up to assist homeowners in rebuilding. Team members will provide general guidelines in obtaining proper permits to demolish, remodel, and to rebuild homes damaged by tornadoes. Permit Us Now has pulled permits in Louisiana, including St. Bernard Parish, Oklahoma, and across Texas, and know that rebuilding and remodeling homes can be frustrating during normal times, but it is particularly stressful for homeowners after sustaining damages from a tornado. Permit Us Now. Go ahead, Miss Kellier. Do your thing. Let's keep it rolling. Because everybody have their role to do. Everybody has their role to do. Everyone. But let's keep it moving. The American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons present its 2022 Diversity Award to Dr. Cato Larson. The Diversity Award recognizes members of AAOs who have distinguished themselves through their outstanding commitment to making orthopedics more representative of and accessible to diverse patients populations. Dr. Laurencin efforts began in 1980 at Harvard and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where he was assistant director of the Harvard Summer Health Profession Program, which trained Black, Indigenous, and people of color students. His efforts continued to Allegheny University and Drexel University, where as a professor of orthopedic surgery, he funded and supported scholarships for Black and Latino women students Good deal, bro. Putting your money where your mouth is. Let me say that one more time. He funded and supported scholarships. He funded and supported scholarship. He didn't just... Soon thereafter, Dr. Laurencin became chairman of orthopedic surgery at the University of Virginia. He was the first black surgeon and only the second black chair in the history of the university. Some of Dr. Laurencin's most significant contributions to diversifying the field occurred during his tenure as chairman. According to Dr. Hogan, during this time, Dr. Laurencin acted with intent in the recruitment of black, indigenous, and people of color and women into the residency training program and faculty. Dr. Laurencin has worked to foster diversity not only at his institution but at the national level as Speaker of the House for the National Medical Association, which is dedicated to supporting black physicians and the patients they serve. He worked to develop the National Research Mentoring Network. He helped institutionalize the NIH/NMA Fellows Program, helping innumerable black residents enter academic careers. He co-founded the W. Matul Cobb/NMA Health Institute, which is designed to address health disparities and promote diversity in all its form. In recognition of his work, Dr. Laurencin received numerous awards, including the J. Robert Gladden Orthopedic Society, Alvin Crawford Mentoring Award, the Association of Medical College Herbert Nickens Award, the Beckman Award for Mentoring, the American Association for Advancement of Science Mentor Award, and the Presidential Award for Excellence in Science, Mathematics, and Engineering Mentoring. Awarded to him in ceremony at the White House by President Barack Obama. He has served on the board of directors of the J. Robert Gladden Orthopedic Society, and he serves as the editor-in-chief of the Journal of Racial and Ethnic Disparities. Woo! Okay. Everybody have their part. Now, would you have found out something? Tell me out of curiosity. Dr. Cato Larson. You know what? Never mind. Because I still believe... No, I'm not going to say that. But there's plenty of doctors that are doing things. Last week, if you seen last episode, history. Let's keep it going. It's a lot of good stuff. Unity Point Health is pleased to announce that Dr. DeAndre Carpenter, as their Chief Nursing Officer, Dr. Carpenter will start at Unity Point Health during the National Nurses Week on May 9, 2022. As Chief Nursing Officer, Dr. Carpenter will lead enterprise-wide initiatives to ensure safety, quality, and exceptional patient experience in alignment with strategic directions of the Unity Health. He will focus on a culture of continuous improvement specific to patient care services, nursing, and clinical care operational workflow, and moving toward a consumer-focused care delivery system. Dr. Carpenter will also align nursing and clinical workforce priorities to meet future needs, adopt best practices, and build upon recruitment and retention efforts. Dr. Carpenter most recently served as the Senior Vice President and Associated Chief Nurse Executive at Jefferson Health, Thomas Jefferson University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the largest academic medical center, an $8 billion 18 hospital integrated delivery health network. He also served as Senior Vice President, Enterprise, Chief Nursing, Informatic Officer, and Enterprise Analytical with oversight of nursing, clinical practice, business operation, finance, enterprise clinical informatic, and data analytics for the entire enterprise, including acute care hospital, ambulatory care sites, surgery and rehabilitation centers, long-term care, acute rehab, and several professional schools under Thomas Jefferson University. Additionally, Dr. Carpenter was a key member of the organization's COVID-19 executive command team, tasked with creating policies and guidelines to protect patients, staff, and communities throughout the pandemic. Wow, I thought being a doctor was just, going to heal, but I'm starting to see doctors have a lot of responsibilities. And that's what's up. And these people are stepping up to the plate. But you know what? I'm going to have to do better research for school teachers. Yes. Yes. And, I will, if not this season, then next season, definitely want to promote campaign for school teachers. Especially those who are passionate for it. Now, I know a couple of people I have seen. You can tell those who, I don't. National Black Justice Coalition reacted on the Crown Act's passage in the U.S. House of Representatives. The Crown Act legislation banning race-based hair discrimination passed in the U.S. House of Representatives. Howard University alumni Victoria Kirby York, Deputy Executive Director, National Black Justice Coalition of the National Black Justice Coalition, had this to say: "We celebrate the House passage of the Crown Act, a bill that will ban hair-related discrimination. We must continue to uplift and enact identity-affirming legislation that protects one of our most sacred forms of self-expression, our hair. We urge the U.S. Senate to pass the Crown Act before the end of Women's History Month, along with other civil rights legislation such as the Equality Act." Florida A&M University alumni Sharon Letterman Hicks has brought vision, innovation, entrepreneurial spirit, political savvy, and strategic thinking to every endeavor she has attempted as the Chief Executive Officer and Board Chair of NBJC. She has the ability to bring talented people together to form cohesive leadership teams within organizations and build collaborative advocacy coalitions among very diverse stakeholders. A nationally recognized leader, Sharon thrives on challenges and seeks to develop and promote leaderships in others. As a wife and a mother, her personal motto is "Own Your Power," which has been adopted as an empowerment slogan for NBJC. Her husband is a retired Iraq veteran who served in the United States Air Force for more than 25 years. Her and her family resides in Tallahassee, Florida. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep fighting the good fight. Now, let's talk about history for a second. Actually, let me pull out my card. Now, this you can get at the National African American Museum here in DC. Oops, did I just say my location? Anyway. All right. And who do we have? Miss Ida B. Wells-Barnett. In the quote states, Virtue knows no color lines, and the chivalry which depends upon complexion of skin and texture of hair can command no honest respect. Miss Ida B. Wells-Barnett was a wife, a mother, a prominent journalist, activist, and researcher in the late 19th and early 20th century. In her lifetime, she battled sexism, racism, and violence. As a skilled white writer, Miss Barnett also used her skills as a journalist to shed light on the conditions of Black Americans throughout the South. Born in Holly Springs, Mississippi on July 16, 1862, she was born into slavery during the Civil War. Once the war ended, Barnett's parents became politically active in the Reconstruction era politics. Her parents instilled into her the importance of education. Barnett enrolled at Rusk College but was expelled when she started a dispute with the university president. In 1878, Barnett went to visit her grandmother. While she was there, Barnett was informed that a yellow fever epidemic had hit her hometown. The disease took both of her parents and her infant brother. Left to raise her brothers and sisters, she took a job as a teacher so that she could keep the family together. Eventually, Barnett moved her siblings to Memphis, Mississippi. There she continued to work as an educator. In 1884, Barnett filed a lawsuit against train car company in Memphis for unfair treatment. She had been thrown off a first-class train despite having a ticket. Although she won the case on local level, the ruling was eventually overturned in federal court. After the lynching of one of her friends, Barnett turned her attention to white mob violence. She became skeptical about the reasons Black men were lynched and set out to investigate several cases. She published her findings in a pamphlet and wrote several columns in local newspapers. Her exposed about an 1892 lynching enraged locals and who burned her press and drove her from Memphis. After a few months, the threats became so bad she was forced to move to Chicago, Illinois. In 1893, Barnett joined other African American leaders in calling for the boycott of the World Columbian Exposition. The boycotters accused the Exposition Committee of locking out Black Americans and negatively portraying Black communities. In 1895, she married famed Black American lawyer Ferdinand Barnett. Together, the couple had 4 children. Throughout her career, she balanced motherhood with activism. She traveled internationally, shedding light on lynching to foreign audience. Abroad, she openly confronted white women in the suffrage movement who ignored lynching. Because of her stance, she was often ridiculed and ostracized by women's suffrage organizations in the United States. Nevertheless, Barnett remained active the women's rights movement. She was a founder of the National Association of Colored Women's Club, which was created to address issues dealing with civil rights and women's suffrages. Although she was in Niagara Falls for the founding of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, her name is not mentioned as an official founder. Late in her career, she focused on urban reform in growing cities of Chicago. Miss Ida B. Wells-Barnett, thank you. Thank you for your work, for setting the pathway. Thank you. We are great. We got a lot of love in us. Until then, I'm going to see y'all next week. Because
understand. I ain't scared of you, mother.
Kids. We all have our role to do. We all have our role to do. Find out what you're passionate about and move towards it.